Okay. Good morning, guys. Few things I do have written down today. A few things that we'll go over. We'll go over a little bit of Nvidia and Snow and see how they impact the market, if at all, right? But again, the SPX flows at 3,900 and 4,000. I'll just go straight there because that's the most important, and I think people are not realizing it. SPX 4,000 and 3,900, they're very important right now. I'll tell you guys why. There's a lot of options interest open at the SPX $4,000 level and the 3,900. Around these levels, even if you're at 4020, even if you're at 3880, these levels are still in play. This basically 3950 happens to be a big magnet pull. All right, and yesterday even on FOMC, this level kind of straight truth. At the end of the day, it came towards this level, and we kept repeating this all day. Some of you guys did catch the rally. Congrats, that was a great play. But overall, just saying in general, for swinging, 3950 is a big magnet pull right now until we see further. Me personally, I'm looking for around 3700 to buy some SPX calls. All right, that's when I do expect the multiple Vanna rallies and where we will fuel to 4,000, even 4,100 maybe. All right, if we get to the 3,700. If we don't, I'm sitting patiently just waiting for 4,100, 4,200, and then maybe 4,250 to start taking some positions. All right, and I'm not gonna say which side. You guys already know what side I'm gonna take positions at those levels, right? I'll probably start adding to puts. Okay, swing puts. So let's see how that goes. But do understand this 4,000 and 3,900. This is very, very important. All right, and we can actually be in a multi-day chop here. All right, and then Monday we do have a day off. We do have a day off on Monday, and we could be in a multi-day chop here in these levels right here. All right, we could stay here for a long time, longer than you think, even another 5-6 days. In the past, this also happened right here when the market just chops. The same thing can happen here. For another 5-6 days, we can just stay in this range and nothing will happen. But that's also great if you're patient, because a lot of premium will be killed both ways. All right, so we can get some cheaper calls and puts. All right, something like this sideways action can happen when there's a lot of open interest both ways. All right, so that's the type of the market we are in right now. So play support and resistance, it will work better. Play support and resistance, they will work better. If we go on the 5-minute chart, yesterday, some plays that we made, there were 2 plays that I took. One I missed my first fill, but the second one I did take it, right? And both plays I happened to almost call the top, which is great. Now I don't look for tops or bottoms, right? I could be wrong for 5, 10, 15 minutes, then I'll just get out. But just saying, if you play strong resistances, the first strong resistance was right here, right? Obviously the second one was also there, and right on this candle I had my order in, but I filled it. I missed it, which is fine. I'm not going to go chasing it around, because if it did poke back above it, I would have got in the game, right? But then obviously it continued straight down, and that was a great play. And then the second play was right here, where I was looking for the same play but to take over above this resistance, and that's exactly what happened. And right here at the 4,000 level, as soon as we got to 39.95, I scaled into my call puts, and they paid well. All I needed was these 4 candles, there's one move, and those puts moved up a lot. All right, and I took my profit. So sometimes you just gotta sit patiently, let the trade come to you. So support and resistances, they are in play. Look for them, you will do great. But one thing that we do want to note here is that the volatility trigger has moved down to 4,000. All right, earlier it was around 4350. So if the market does hold above 4,000, we can definitely expect another 100-point rally, but that rally might not happen the same day. It might grind slowly to the upside. All right, so take your profits. If we get the fast rally, that's great, that will be better, but it could just be a slow grind. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I have no idea, I wish I knew. Right, and but for now I'm just sitting patiently, waiting for strong resistance and support points, and that's where I'm playing off of. All right, mainly resistances, to be honest. Okay, so that's that. Then we have Nvidia. Nvidia did beat their earnings, right? But the only thing that matters on earnings this time is the only one thing that matters on earnings ever since I started doing pre-market on recordings. One thing that I've always been telling you guys is guidance matters the most. All right, you can beat your great earnings, you can do great, but if you tell the people, if you tell your shareholders that, you know what, for the coming months that we're not going to do too great, or we're expecting less, why am I going to buy into that company? Why am I going to buy, right? So guidance matters the most, and I guess their guidance was also not lower than expected. So that's the reason I believe Nvidia went down. And I think from these levels, Nvidia, this is a good, like, honestly, for the long term, this could be a good scaling point. Oh damn. This could be a good scaling point for equity, right? But I'm not buying it here. Right, I will think 10 times before I buy Nvidia equity, right? Because this chart is very dangerous. All right, if we go on the weekly chart, usually historically these charts don't fail. Historically, these charts, they're textbook patterns. Okay, these are textbook patterns. The Nvidia can be dead for the next 5-6 years. It can just stay in this one chop range for the next 5-6 years. So do I want to invest in Nvidia? I will have to think 10 times over. But many people I know, they love Nvidia. They might not like my comments. They're expecting all-time highs because gaming, this computer, this, that, blah, blah. But be realistic in the market. You guys really need to go back to 2000 and see a lot of tech companies, just like we are now, what happened to most of them, right? It will save you your money, I guess. I could be wrong, obviously, but if I do see strength and we see their earnings, their numbers are great, then obviously I can always buy in equity. But for now, this is the zone I want on equity on Nvidia, this zone right here to be tested, because this is where I think Nvidia will hold its gains above 148, 150. So we're not that far, so you can scale in small here, and then let's see what happens later on, right? Thank you. So we'll go on from there. And then Snow also, they missed on their earnings, but I believe they beat their revenues, right? And this is just an ugly chart pattern. They're just selling it, just an ugly chart pattern. So Snow, in the coming months, if you do your fundamental research, I'm not going to tell you to buy any equity. I can only just share my opinion of what I think, but you can do what you think is right. Obviously, it's your money, it's your account, it's your investment, right? I'm not the best fundamental trader out there. Okay, I understand some things, but you can do some proper fundamental research on this. It has come down a lot from 400 to 130. All right. So some of these equities, some of these names, PayPal, Square, there are many other names. Some of them are pickups. Slowly you scale in. So if I have $10,000 of cash to buy equities, maybe I'll buy 2-3 shares of Snow. It might not be a lot, but then when I spread them out through Apple, Amazon, Google, that 10,000 will finish fast, right? Because you want to diversify, obviously, and not all into tech. You want to go some in energy, XLE, a little bit of biotech. Study the fund managers, how you want to place your equity. And that's for long term. Obviously, there's not a high returns, although that's a slow Warren Buffett type of growth, all right? That's different, obviously. That's that. And then we have Tesla. Nice little bounce on the weekly, kind of making a reversal. I hope we retest this zone. We retest this zone, that would be great. This is the zone I'm looking for a retest, which is 780, and Tesla can do that fast. And I hope we retest this zone. I will load up some positions on Tesla, right? And then we have, let's go over financials holding pretty well. I did buy JPM a few days back, but I bought it with time, and I do expect a little bit of upside. They did go up a lot in profit, scaled up, but I held. My position is red, which is fine. I mean, it's options, right? On that one, and that I'm gonna hold into July. I think that one will do great. But XLF, I'm expecting this range right here to be rejected, roughly around this range right here, 21st June right here, which happens to be roughly 35. So there could be some upside here on the weekly towards 35. And if I look at JPM as an individual, great bottoming, bounced off the weekly 200 MA, and now let's see if it can hold under 130, 135ish for some time, and then maybe I can get that downside. So I'll manage this trade in the coming days. Not this week, it will be a chop. JPM probably holds this entire week, looks like, unless something really bad happens today or tomorrow. Okay. And I do expect roughly this level on JPM if we do get there. And here's where I might add another position on JPM. Different strike further out, obviously. Okay. And then we have energy XLE. It's just completely strong on the weekly, just a very strong uptrend. Gas prices, everything just increasing. It is crazy. This can squeeze towards 100, even more. So if we go on the weekly chart, let's see what happened in 2008. So in 2008, it squeezed a lot, and this is a multi-year, multi-decade breakout, right? This is a very big breakout on XLE, and this thing can go to 100, 120 very fast in the coming months, right? It can squeeze. So, but again, obviously, little back test. It's not going to just squeeze all of a sudden, but unless something big happens. But a very nice uptrend on weekly. Any retest of 80 EMA or even 21 EMA, I would go long XLE. Not here. I would wait for a small pullback, obviously. XBI, the biotech sector, I was looking into, is still weak. But we are at a strong level. So if these sectors can also pick up, we can get some green on financials, biotech, industrials, energy, tech, all at the same time. SPX can make its way towards 4100, 4200, and then around those levels we'll see what happens. Carson is asking if I can talk about the cash secured puts. What's your question? I don't understand what you're asking. Does somebody know what Carson? Okay, I need to look into Carson. What you were asking, I will answer your question. Carson, let me see. I'm trying to find your thing on. If you're listening to me, Carson, can you copy and paste it quickly before this finishes? Or does anybody want to tag me on Discord with Carson's message? And I think he's basically asking in this chop if you can sell premium. So let's say, for example, oh, another thing, guys, if money is not going to Apple, if Apple does not hold above 140, money is not going nowhere else. If they don't buy if the big money does not buy Apple first, they're not going to buy these other shitty stocks. Trust me on this. All right. If Apple is not bought, nothing will be bought. So all those rips that you get in the market, they will be simply decays from puts, short coverings. Take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. All right. Carson, I still haven't heard anything on your question. But Carson, okay, just ask me in the chat. I'll answer on the voice chat during the day. And thank you guys so much. One thing keep in mind always is manage size. You manage your size, you will do great. All right, always, and learn to sit patiently. You'll thank yourself. God bless. We'll see you guys.